Welcome to the Dr. Inia Desnia podcast. Have various US and international accounting and tax designations, a master's in tax, and a PhD in business administration with a concentration in finance and accounting. Over the past 2 decades, I have helped several SMEs succeed. This podcast will provide strategies and resources to help startups and existing businesses thrive. Let's get started. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing fantastic. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the Inia Desnia podcast, the Dr. Inia Desnia podcast. So today, of course, I have something very interesting, another interesting topic. But I just want to thank everyone that has actually watched this channel. I really want to appreciate the feedback I've received, to help improve this channel. And I want to really appreciate those that have actually appeared on this channel, just this program, just helping, sharing their own problems, which has really helped others do well. So I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that has done that so far. So how's everybody doing? I know this is still, here is actually very cold. Well, it's better than last week. Last week we were out of school. School closed for about, 4 days, 4.5, because Monday was almost like a half day. So I'm very, very happy that the weather is raining here, but it's much better than last week. So very excited. And you know what? We're already in February. So if you already set your goals, make sure you're moving on. Make sure you're checking your goals, right? Okay. So today, I'm speaking about another interesting topic for businesses. And this has to do with, well, something that we all love. I don't know about other people, but I love food. So, I try, of course, all the, trying to make sure that we eat healthy and all that, but I like eating good food. I like, making sure that, that I'm tasting awesome food. And, we want to make sure that even as we're business people, that food meals is deductible. That's what we're looking at today. Your meals, no more entertainment, but I'll explain to you about entertainment later, but your meals, making sure that your meals are deductible. So that is the goal today. It's nice to be able to go for a business meeting and be able to deduct those meals, right? And that's why I stress all the time, make sure you have you don't mix, make sure you're not mixing your business and your personal funds together. Have a separate account for your business and a separate account for your, personal funds, okay? So it's important that when you're looking at deducting meals, the first thing you have to look at is making sure that your meals are not extravagant, right? You're not, you don't want, business expense, you go for a meal that a plate, what's extravagant? Maybe meal is $500, $250. Yes, that's extravagant, right? So when you're thinking, okay, I'm going for a business meeting, where do I go to eat? Make sure you're not eating in an extravagant place, very expensive. If you want to do that on your own side, personal side, go ahead, have fun, do that. But when you're talking about deducting your meals and entertainment, or meals, it's not entertainment, meals. Business meals should be in a place that your bill will not be extravagant, okay? Now, should be lavish or extravagant. Now, I want to really put stress here that what is extravagance in, let's say, Los Angeles, right? Or let's say, might not be, or should I say, let me flip the coin. What is extravagant in a place, let's say, like, where will I put it? Maybe Galveston, right? Texas. Might not be extravagant in a place like downtown LA, so of course we have to look at where are we, right, when we're looking at the cost of the food, okay? So it shouldn't be so lavish and extravagant. And also, the person, we have to, an employee or, the person, the taxpayer should be there when you're actually giving the food, right? It's my business, so I should be there when I'm having we're not deducting something that somebody is eating somewhere and has no relationship with my company, right? That is not qualified to be deducted in your business. And also, it has to be with a business associate, right? Business associate means somebody that you're really thinking of, okay, you're doing business with, right? So, I don't want to go into technical terms to sit down here and define the tax law to explain business associate, but it should be somebody that you're doing business with, right? You're talking about a business meeting, right? And you're talking about eating with somebody. So you're discussing business, somebody that you're going into business with, or you're discussing something relevant to your business, right? So you're not having a meal to discuss, oh, what are you doing this weekend? That's not a business purpose, right? So these meals, these are the criteria to deduct those meals. Now, you're not deducting 100%. It's a 50% deduction, 50%, okay? 50%. So just make sure you know that. I know we had some changes in 2021 and 2022. There are some legislature that was enacted that allowed us to deduct 100%, but we're now in 2023, so that's over. Okay, I don't really talk about so much about past tax laws that don't have any impact in the current year. You can't just go back and say you're going to eat in 2022 because you're in 2023. So I'm not going to talk about 100% deduction now. We're focusing on what is current. So just know that that's 50%. But you might ask me, is it possible for you to deduct 100% of your meals? Is it doable? Can you deduct 100% of your meals and maybe possibly do that? I will say yes, it is possible, and I'll give you some conditions. First of all, it has to be something recreational, right? It's something that involves every staff, correct? I'm not saying that the management goes somewhere. No, everybody. It could be a picnic. So go ahead and have a picnic for your staff. Everything's deductible. Go ahead and have a holiday party for your staff. Everything is deductible, right? All the meals that you during that time, they are deductible. So yes, I'm encouraging you, right, to do that, right? Because everybody likes celebrations, right? So but the good thing is that it's deductible. So your staff, your staff there, everybody's happy. And remember, I mentioned this once, or maybe more than once, when I talked about retaining your staff. Remember, I said it's good to appreciate your staff. It's not only negative feedback, but let them feel that they're appreciated. And the good thing about that is that you get a deduction, 100%, right? So I'm not going to go through every single condition that will apply for you to get 100% deduction, but I'll add one more. If you're having if you're providing meals or maybe to the public, right? Let me step back a little bit. When I said having the holiday parties and things like that, right? Because you can socialize your staff, they're socializing. I want to also stress here that if you have meals in the break room, you might say, oh, but that's socializing. Well, that doesn't fall under recreation, so that is 50%. So I don't want you to get confused. If you have meals in the break room, coffee, you might say, but that is recreational, not really. So that's not, the tax law doesn't see it like that. So that is 50%. That falls under what we talked about before, the 50%. All right. Okay. Now let's go to the other 100% allowed deduction. Now, if you are providing meals to the public, right? That is 100% deductible. What do I mean? Let's say you're a real estate agent, you do an open house. Come over to my open house, and you have things like cookies, you have finger food that when people walk in, right? Sure, as long as more than 50% of people that walk in are not your staff, which usually is the case with real estate agents. Maybe they have one person that works with them to come and help them to show the house, but usually everybody that walks in, they're not working for you, right? As a real estate agent, right? So 100% of those, all those snacks, all those, things that any kind of food provided to the public, because that's really public, that is 100% deductible. Okay, you can take 100%, right? So you might not even be a real estate agent. You could do something like, maybe kind of you want to advertise your product, and maybe some people do like a launch. A launch, and they have food for people to come in and say, okay, this is, I'm launching this product, I'm not launching a particular cosmetic, I'm launching this product. I want you guys to come and, have it, the public will come in and just see what is going on there. And then they have some snacks, 100% deductible. All right. So those are just the two. I just wanted to highlight those two. Now, I know sometimes, people travel for work, and oftentimes people travel with their spouse or dependents, right? That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're traveling for work and you have your spouse and your dependent with you, you cannot deduct their meals. You can't deduct it. You can't deduct those meals. Remember, we talked about 50%. In this case, you can deduct yours, you're traveling, but you can't deduct theirs. Unless there's a condition that allows you to do that. Now, if your spouse or your dependent is working for you, kudos, right? That's an employee. Go ahead and deduct. And then, they're traveling, they're working with you, they're staff, go ahead. If they're it's for a bona fide, if it's for a business purpose, now maybe they're not working with you. Maybe you need them for, maybe they're independent, they're not an employee, but maybe an independent contractor. They're someone that maybe they're the one that will be the speaker as you're maybe selling a product. They're not your employee, but they're there as part of your travel that is necessary in the business, right? Deductible. And also if the expense would otherwise be deductible, in the case of the spouse or the individual, yes, that's deductible. So I always encourage people, please employ your family members. I always tell people that, employ them. There's nothing wrong with employing your family members, but of course there's caveats. Make sure you're paying them as a staff, as someone that pretend that you don't know them when it comes to the payment. Pay them the market rate. Don't overpay them. Don't underpay them, right? Pay them by issuing them either direct deposit or a check. Make sure it's done as if the person is a normal, regular staff. That's what I just want to stress. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of things because, people might not know that you can eat and enjoy the benefit of that, the deduction, right? You might not know that, oh yeah, you can actually have an opportunity to deduct 100%, and I said double whammy. One side that you're making your staff, they're very happy. Oh, they can come and, it's fun spending time with the entire staff, having a wonderful celebration, right? Wonderful. So, and of course, as I said, that if you're giving, providing to the public, right? So many people make that mistake. Sometimes they give their documents to their accountant and they say meals. It's very important for you to actually separate that and say meals, general meals, and you can even put there 50%, meals 100%. So they know that this is the holiday party, right? They know the accountant knows that when they're actually preparing your tax return. Don't muddle everything up and say, oh, this is meals and entertainment, because usually if it's under that meals and entertainment category, you're going to get a 50% deduction. That's what usually happens. Of course, there's exceptions. There are kind of exceptions that you do not need to. You don't need to. The exceptions means that you don't need. There are some exceptions where the 100% and even the 50% will not really apply. But I don't want to really get into that. I don't really want to break it down like that to go so deep, but there's some exceptions, but if you want to know more, of course, you can contact me or just ask your accountants if you fall under that. But generally, it's 50% deductions and of course 100%. And then please, I would 100% where I explained the exceptions, I explained on the 100%, but again, there are more than that. I just wanted to pick out two. All right. Then again, please, just to make sure that when you're traveling with your spouse, right, and it's business related, there's nothing wrong. Again, hire your family members, hire your dependents, right? Just make sure that it's done right. Okay. So I know we're expecting a guest. So as we're waiting for the guest to log in, you jump to part 3, and which I look at the questions. Now, I believe let me see, because I think she was here. Let me see, because I know she just came in. Is she here already? Let's see. Oh, yes, she's already here. Okay. Hello. I think I didn't see that you already came in. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Hello. This is thank you for coming in. This is Dr. Rita Marie. I appreciate you for coming in to be with us today. What really is so unique about her is that she's actually a college professor, and it's so wonderful that she decided to share. And then she has a startup business. So the college professor startup business, which I always encourage people, make sure you do something, make sure you get started. And I'm very excited because she decided to come and, share some of the issues she's going through, some of the challenges. She's actually a designer. She makes designs. She has her own product line. She designs anything, bags, clothes, and she's very talented. But yes, I believe she has some challenges here and there. And I'm hoping that when we listen to her, and I will do my best to respond to her challenge. And I'm hoping that as you're listening, as you're watching, that you'll be able to take something from this discussion. So thank you for actually joining us, and thank you for agreeing, to share with us today. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So I know you're a startup, which is very exciting. And so I just wanted to, if you can share with me any challenge you have that we can discuss on this platform, any challenge you have so far for the startup.
Yes. I'm very, very encouraged. And I just want to say that it's very important to have the right mindset. And I think that many people, when they want to start something, they're like, oh, just do it, just start it. Don't, you don't think about some things, but I really want to thank God for my sister, Ine. She was like, there are some things you need to put in place so that you don't get into trouble in future. Yes. Oh my God. So you just step back a little bit and think, the problem with starting up is that, okay, you are coming from a background like me. I'm coming from a background where, I've been in academics all my life. I've taught about entrepreneurship and all that, but doing it is a different thing. And you need to be careful to take some things into consideration. One of the confusions that I have is, how do you manage your business so that you don't mix up your personal stuff, personal finances with your business finances? How do you separate the two completely? How do you do your accounting? How do you do your bookkeeping? What do you have to know in that space? Awesome. That's one of the things that, I think about, and I'm like, do I have to open another account? How do I run that account? How do I take money from my personal account and, spend it for my business and then account for it? Or what happens? How do I do, all awesome. Those little things, that you need someone who is an expert to really point out these things. Some
Awesome.
people just want to do it. And then when they get into trouble, they're looking for somebody to clean up. It's better for you to have an expert in your team. Yes, good things are good and good things cost a little bit. But when you get into trouble, you'll be paying 100 times more than that. So it's important. And I'm finding that, and it has been a help, but that's one area where I'm like, okay, what do I do? And then also, secondly, when you have maybe two things that you like to do, you have two lines of business. I used to think that, okay, if I have one business name or whatever, I can do all the things I want to do under that. I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things. Okay. But, how does that work? How do I do that? Do I use the same name? Can I use the same name? Oh, this business, this is what we do. We do 1, 2, 3, 4 things. I don't know. Those are two issues that I would. And then, when it comes to taxes and all that, how does that work? When it comes to this, I think everything works together. So
Yes. And I know you guys are wondering, she's a professor. So just wanted to let you know she's a prof. So she's analyzing it very well. She's an academician. So just wanted to, so that's why she's really analyzing like that. So just wanted to let everybody know that. Now to our first question. I've said this a couple of times on this platform. Is so important for you not to mix your business and your personal funds. Very important. Please make sure that you open a separate business account and of course you have a personal account, but open a separate business account. Now, I know some startups will say, but my business doesn't really have money to pay bills. What do I do? And I said, transparency, and I tell them transparency is should be utmost. What do I mean by that? If you want to loan your business money for the meantime, say, okay, I'm loaning my business money so that after that, my business will pay me back. Make sure that maybe you want to loan the business $1,000, write a check or make a transfer. Just like that. If it's a check, you write their loan. If it's a transfer, there's a memo on the transfer, right there. What is it for? Because most banks will say, what is this for? Right there is a loan. Or, write the loan, or you could say that you're just giving as equity. I don't want to really get so technical, but just write it there. And then when that business starts making money and that business transfers that money, 1,000 that you put there to your personal account, there's transparency. There's where the money went the first time and there's money returning. So it's very important. So some people will say, oh, I'm spending from my personal account for my business. I always say, make it clean, make it transparent, write a check, make a transfer. So that is very important because you want to make sure that you have a separate business account separate from your personal. Now, there are some times that you, of course, and let me give a very good example. There could be some times that you want to buy a meal. I just talked about meals and entertainment. Now, if you have a meeting with somebody, you're a designer, you want to look at your product, you want to show it to somebody. So let's have it over a meal, right? If you spend it from your personal account, how do I know it's business related? How do I know it's business related? Because because there's sometimes you might want to go out with a friend and you still spend it from your personal account. How do you differentiate business and personal? But if you write it down, the government, the Internal Revenue Service might say, but this is it? I don't know which is which. Oh, but I think this is this. No. But if you spend it from your business account, it's automatically said, okay, thought of as it's your business. And just don't mix and match. Also, I always tell people, document in case they say, how are you sure that's business? You write there, you have it. When you have a meeting with someone about any product, you document. Either you type a note or something and file it somewhere, just to be prepared in case it might not happen, in case they come out to say they're going to look for you, right? And come out. When I say look for you, they come to audit and you say, oh yeah, this is my business meeting. This is what I had on February 7th. This is exactly what I did. And they say, oh yeah, okay, it was a business meeting. It was something related to the business, right? And so that is one side. Now you talked about accounting. I would say that, you know what, I will not, I'm on this platform, I won't recommend, I'm not here to recommend, I'm not going to sell any product here, but get a good accounting software that you can actually use. You can work with an accountant. Those that want to work with me, no problem. But if you want to, you can do it by yourself. Get a good accounting software which you can actually use, so that will actually make sure that you are recording everything. Also, please do not spend cash. I will not say that you should not take in cash. I will not say, if your customer says, I want to pay you in cash, please don't reject cash. Don't reject it. Please collect your money. Collect your money. Don't say, oh no, I don't take cash. I didn't say that. Collect cash, collect check, collect debit, credit, all forms of payment collected. But when you're spending money, right, make sure you don't spend cash, because cash is harder to track or to trace. It's very hard to, we're looking at a trail, right? I strongly recommend everyone that is in a business spend, because you can always go and find out, you can get a statement, oh, this is what I spent. You see there's a paper trail. And whenever anybody can get audited. If you even ever happen to get audited, you have a trail. You said, yes, this is how much I spent because this is how much I deducted. And there's evidence, right? There's a paper trail. So very important, please make sure you're spending check. You're spending or paying anything with any expense or anything you want to buy with check, debit, credit card, transfer, something that can show a paper trail. All right. Then the next question, I think you said, so let me think things that you said something about, did I get the challenge?
And you have several things you want to do.
Yes, the business. I think, the business. Now, sometimes we might have a business and you have a lot of ideas. Some people are, like I also, hopefully I will get my book out a couple of weeks from now. But, some people are authors. They have, they speak, they have different businesses, right? Now, I would say that there's something called doing business as. Let's say now the LLC will be, let's say, Jack and Jill Abe's LLC, right? Then you want that Jack and Jill LLC, let's say it's for designers, like designing, have all the designs and all her marketing on that. But she wants to do something else, like she's a speaker, author, and so she might want to create a DBA, doing business as, under that big umbrella of the LLC. The only disadvantage I see in that is that if you have like 4 legs, when I say 4 legs, the LLC is on top. You speak, you have a speaker DBA, you have a speaking DBA, you have maybe an advertising DBA, and a couple of other DBAs. If anything happens to one of the legs, right? Let's say the speaker, somebody sues you for any reason, it affects the entire LLC. Because even though they have 5 legs, 5 different, when I say legs, it means 5 sections, right? 5 or 4, whatever, how many DBAs you want to have under the LLC. Everyone is connected to that LLC. So if anything happens, just think of the LLC as the entire body. So one DBA is one arm, the other arm, one leg. So if anything happens to the arm, it affects the entire body. That's how it is. So a lot of people say, you know what, I don't want to put everything under one LLC. I might put one extra, but I want to form more than one LLC, because that means that other LLC is outside. Outside is a separate, you're not connected to. I mean, I know you own both of them, but when you form an LLC, there are 2 different entities that they don't mix, unless, of course, I don't want to go into, the exceptions. So just know the exceptions, but generally, that's how it works. All right. So yes, you can put everything under one, but again, you have to look at and to see. If it's the liability, anything can happen, but that's why I know people that have I know someone that has a couple of dental practices, and the person has, I think, 19 LLCs. 19, something like that, 15 to 19, because he doesn't want any of them and he owns all of them. So I just want to give you how people think, because he said if one of them goes down, that's fine. Nobody can come to the assets of the others. So that's
actually, so it's actually better for me to, there's a major one I want to do, like affiliate marketing. It's probably better to just open a separate LLC.
If it's going to be very like active and very, because I would say if it's going to be something that is so, if it's little things like writing or here and there, that's different, but it's going to be a big, major business. I would say that it's not, don't mix it. Don't mix.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say don't mix it, because at the end of the day, it will pay for itself. If it's going to do very well, getting an LLC is not that, I know at the beginning it might look, oh my goodness, but at the end of the day, I always tell people you don't want to mix. You don't want to mix, things like that, especially when you're looking at it's going to do very, very well. So it's good if you're looking at, because right now you're looking at that affiliate marketing as your projection is that it's going to make good money, right? That's what you're projecting, right? You're looking at it like that. So it's good. You don't want anything to mess with that. You know what I mean? You don't want anything to mess with that. So that's what I would do. I would believe, but of course, again, you can actually put it under one umbrella. But because of that, many people separate them. All right. Just especially if you think that it's going to move very, very fast.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. I know that.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been
so the tax,
awesome
we can talk about that. And I know we ran out of time, but
really
thank you so much for actually coming today and really sharing, because I hope anybody that listened has actually benefited from her questions. But thank you. We really appreciate you coming here.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Okay, so we have a few minutes too, but I really hope somebody got something from that discussion. So we have just a few minutes, so I'm just gonna see if I can run through some of the questions that I have, that I have for us here. Okay, so this is one of the questions. Okay, how do I maintain my inventory? Some orders come in and I do not have inventory to fulfill the order. What can I do? Well, nothing was mentioned about the type of inventory, but really doesn't really matter. The issue here is maintaining that inventory, having inventory to fulfill orders. I'm not sure how you're organizing yourself, but you should have a very good inventory management system. Again, this platform, I'm not advertising anything here, but I just want to make sure you understand that you have to have a very good inventory management system. You have to understand that, okay, how many orders, when do I restock? Do you now, if you know that, if the inventory caught you unawares, if all of a sudden you just got a lot of orders, that's fine. That happens because you've never experienced that. Okay, I get that. But if this is a constant issue, then you have to get an inventory management system. You have to make sure that how to be able to study your inventory, right? To say, okay, if you know that is within maybe your, let me say you're selling, maybe let me put it as cosmetics, or maybe let me say cosmetics. The rates that is how many people buy in a week averagely, right? So you have to say, okay, you want to make sure that this product is available, right? Before the second week start, before the next week start, and a little extra, right? You have to be able to manage your inventory, right? Now, if you have a product that needs to be fixed and put together, you can actually tell your people that order the inventory that, okay, and your order will be ready in 2 weeks. In a week, things like that. But you have to put a very good inventory management system in order. If you don't want, I always recommend a software, but you're losing customers. If I come to you the first time and you don't have this product, I say, okay, no problem. I understand that. But if I continue coming to you second, the third time, I'll look for another vendor. I can't waste time with someone that doesn't have the product that I want, okay, or that I need. All right. So very important for you to understand that you have to make sure that you study your inventory. How long does 50, example, maybe lipsticks, how long does 50 lipsticks last, right? Oh, okay, it lasts for 2 weeks, right? So by the time it gets to maybe 20, you're already ordering. And then you also look at, well, how long does delivery take? Right? If you're looking at, it takes a week to get me my order. So when you're on the 50, you're already ordering. So by the time you get down to 20, 25, you already have the 50, the other 50 waiting. I don't know if you order 100 or 200, depends on how many you order at a time. But you need to get a very good inventory management system. All right. I hope I've helped you because you don't want to lose your customers and your clients, or I would say customers, because you don't have a good inventory management system. Okay. Or you don't have stock. You don't have the inventory available. Okay. All right. The next one is I have been selling cookies and cakes for fun. Can I turn this into a business? Of course. Of course. Of course. Oh gosh. I mean, I know we have to eat healthy, but who doesn't like cookies? Who doesn't like cakes, right? So yes, and yes, and yes, please. I know that if you've been selling cookies and cakes for fun, it means that you already have your client base, you have your customers already. So I would say yes, turn it into a business. Because if it's a hobby, the issue with hobbies is that you can't really deduct your expenses, really. I mean, like now, but you have to report your income. But if it's a business, it's a different ball game. The business, you can report your income, take your expenses. So yes, make it into a formal business, because if you are selling it already, if people know about your cookies and your cake already, please go ahead and get it rolling, get it into a business, because there is nothing like having that business registered and sorted and done properly. I mentioned this is the lady that just came, the Dr. Rita Marie, that just shared her challenges, right? She's always been into crafts and things like that. So she came to me and said, I want to start this as a business. So, and the rest is history. All right. So yes. So I will say yes, you should please go ahead and turn that cake and cookies fun sale into a business. All right. Okay. I think we can take some more. Okay. I'm feeling discouraged. I started my dog grooming business the last 6 months and I have very few customers. What should I do? Well, first of all, I want to say, I say kudos to you. To start a business is not an easy task. So many people have said they want to do this, but they haven't. So I would say a very big kudos to you for starting that business. So let's remove the discouragement from you right now. Please don't be discouraged. Done a fantastic job starting the business. So you're talking about a dog grooming business. That is a very lucrative business because a lot of people have dogs. A lot of people have dogs, and you're talking about grooming. So a lot of people have dogs. So it could be that people don't know that you exist, right? 6 months, people don't know they exist. So I have a couple of questions for you. Have you actually told people in the neighborhood? Have you put out flyers out there? Have you gone to social media? Have you done localized advertising? What have you done? What have you done to ensure that people get to know you? I always encourage social media because it's one of the cheapest form of advertising. I mean, you could actually put flyers on people's doors also. I would just say that you should get out there, let people get to know you. All right. Another thing that other people do is, I don't know if you do this, you should think of going to people's homes, if that could be an option. Just think of that. I mean, sometimes you might already have a location if you don't have a location. People do mobile dog grooming. So I don't know if you're already into that. If you're into that already, make sure that you have your vehicle that has all the pictures on it, the pictures showing that that's what you do. That's advertising, right? That's advertising, making sure that people know you. Easy adverts, just put it on your your vehicle and just just drive. That's good advertising. So I don't think you're really advertising well, because as I said, dog grooming business is something that is it's actually a very lucrative business. So let people get to know you. And even I see that you say you have few customers. Let the customers, tell them that they should actually give their friends. They should refer you to their friends. Give their friends your contact information, right? And then also let them know that if they bring a friend, you can give them a discount for bringing a friend. That's easy marketing. So if you bring your friend, the next time you bring your puppy, your dog, or I would definitely give you a discount. Just let them know that you referred them to me, right? So just look for ways to be lucrative. You might say, well, you might not have, I might think, or I'm thinking that you might say, so let me say, I'm thinking that you might say that you don't have so much money to advertise, but there's so many ways, because again, as I said, you already have a customer base, all right? So don't be discouraged. A lot of people that are successful, I tell people all the time, success story is so easy to tell. People, but if you really listen to some of these success stories, they will tell you what they went through for their business to be where it is right now. So don't be discouraged. Keep on moving. 6 months you're just starting out. Don't be discouraged. You just have to tweak your advertising mode a little bit. So don't be discouraged. But again, kudos and kudos and kudos. I really appreciate you that have stepped forth to even start this. All right, great. Okay, so I think we have time for one more question. Okay, I'm a small business. A friend told me to make my small business an LLC. Is that necessary? Okay, I would say a big yes, right? We're not talking about different structures now, because I know that LLC, I will tell you, we have the S Corp, the C Corp. No, I'm not going to look at that. But I believe I know why your friend said you should have an LLC. This could actually, as I said, we're not going to go deep into the rest, but if you might think of also looking at other options. But I believe that your friend is saying that you should set up an LLC, because an LLC protects you from your business. It's a separate entity. So even though your business is a small business, you just have to have a business structure that would make sure that you are separate from the business. You're a separate entity to protect everything that you own, okay? Protect your assets, protect. Even though you're a small business, you don't want anybody to sue that small business, right? And come after your own, or I wouldn't say product, or your house. So just wanted to make sure you understand that your house, your car, you don't want anybody to do that. Okay. So yes. So I hope, again, if you want to explore the other corporation as other structures, please go ahead and do that. All right. Really appreciate everyone that has taken time to listen. It's very exciting, I'm very excited to be here. I'm excited that we went through this program, and it's just awesome. I want to shout out to Dr. Rita Marie that just was here today to share with us. So really appreciate everyone for being here today, and see you next time. That's next week. And of course, if you want to be on this show, just sit back and just listen to the closing remarks. Okay, so take care, and remember, our goal is to make sure your business thrives, and for your business to thrive, you have to be intentional. All right, take care. Thanks for having me. Remember to join my live podcast on Tuesdays, 6 to 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. Visit my website, driniadesnia.com, for details. Till next time, bye for now.